Greetings and salutations, folks, and welcome back to Mass Effect 2, where we've only got so much left to do before it's all over. Also, it seems like when you're flying through this particular sun, listen to that noise when you're passing through the migrant fleet. There's like a little bit of a sound effect to kind of like give you the option, like I guess to inform you that you're passing over interactive territory, to show that an option has changed. It's just kind of like a low, I pass through this sun, and nothing. Interesting. I don't know if that means anything. Probably nothing at all. But let us go help Tali and clear her name. From some pretty awesome ships. I don't know how practical they are, but they're pretty awesome looking. Although I suppose the purpose of it isn't necessarily... Okay, when I say practical, I suppose I am making an assumption that all spaceships must be designed for war. But like, the Quarian fleet isn't necessarily designed for war. It's designed for housing. It's designed to move Quarians throughout the galaxy. So for that intent and purpose, it's much more practical. As opposed to, say, like, consider the Imperial Star Destroyer, or even worse, the Executive Star Destroyer. It's basically a really long, flat ship. So, if you're coming at it from in front or in back, like, there's not that many guns that can really lay to bear against you. Its only real defense is people coming from the above or below. Relative to the ship, because above or below probably means nothing where there's no gravity. Who shall I take with me to help out Tali? Clearly somebody from Cerberus. No. Let's take Kasumi. Why not? Tali has nothing left to spend. Kasumi is done for now. She uses a shotgun and a hand cannon. I don't really have too many opinions on the weapons in this game, other than, like, I like the Tempest a little bit more than the Locust. Let us swap her submachine gun out to the Tempest, which it might have already been, but I wasn't really paying attention. You know, I would imagine it would be relatively easy to keep track of the Quarian fleet. Like, you wouldn't really need anybody to kind of...
After time adrift among open stars, along tides of light and through shoals of dust, I will return to where I began.
Permission granted. Welcome home, Tali.
Like, the Quarian fleet...
security and quarantine team to meet us. Our ship is not clean.
Understood. Approach exterior docking cradle 17.
Because otherwise, the Shepard might actually bring bacteria on the Quarian ship. I'd imagine it would be pretty easy to actually track the Quarian fleet, because it is as large and massive as it is, it moves as slow as it does. There just might not be interest in it. Like, there's no money, because everybody's just flying a ship that's been slapped together. Do I really want to care about,
I've never actually reached the rank of captain. Technically, I'm no longer in the Alliance military at all.
You're the commander of the Normandy, responsible for the lives aborted.
Okay, so that's more of a cultural token.
May you stand between your...
Although that, I suppose, makes sense considering they all are ship-bound people.
Tali helped the Normandy's crew out of many difficult situations. I'm here to return the favor.
I understand. As the commander of the vessel she serves on, your voice carries weight. I wish I could do more to help, Tali. The trial requires that I be officially neutral, but I'm here if you need to talk. They're charging you with bringing active Geth into the fleet as part of a secret project.
That's insane. I never brought.
Oh, I think that might only be,
I only sent parts and pieces.
You did what?
You sent Geth materials back to the migrant fleet?
Yes, my father was working on a project. He needed the materials.
Okay. Now I think it's coming back to me. Her dad, assembled all the Geth parts, and...
Technically, I'm under orders to place Tali Zora under arrest pending the hearing. So, Tali, you're confined to this ship until this trial is over.
Thank you, Captain.
Preparations got underway as soon as you arrived. The hearing's being held in the Garden Plaza. Good luck.
Thanks. We will try our best. And we will undoubtedly succeed because I don't know of an ending to this particular story where Tali doesn't get to live. Actually, I guess if she's banished, she's still, like, failure still... That's kind of interesting. Whether you succeed or whether you fail, Tali is still aboard the Normandy.
You should speak with Admiral Ra. She's waiting for you up ahead.
And I forget the name of the voice actress who plays as Admiral Ron. She's actually a pretty well-known actress. Or at the very least, she's more typically seen in, like, bigger... in film and drama. So it's interesting to hear her voice here in the game. But her accent, which is...
I can't believe that a child should have
If Tali Zora can't even get a Quarian captain...
which is noticeable, due to where she is from, fits in with the accents that have been given to the Quarian characters.
Tali Zora vas Normandy. I am glad you came. I could delay them only so long.
Shora
Shepherdess Normandy, this is
I think.
Admiral Shalaran Vostombe.
That-
She's a friend of my father's. Wait, Ron, you called me Vas Normandy.
I'm afraid I did, Tali. The Admiralty Board moved to have you tried under that name, given your departure from the Nima.
You're an admiral. Does that mean you're one of the judges?
I'm afraid not. My history with Tali and her father forced me to recuse myself.
I imagine father had to do the same.
You'll see inside, Tali. For my part, I moderate and ensure that the rules of protocol are followed, but I have no vote in the judgment.
But tell me about why her name matters, even though the answer is basically, by having her represent another ship rather than a Quarian ship allows them to place blame elsewhere?
I take it being associated with a human ship is a bad sign.
They stripped me of my ship name. That's as good as declaring me exiled already.
It's not over yet, Tali.
It's not over yet.
Tali Zora vas Nima. Whatever we must call you legally.
I guess we should get started. Does Tali have a defense counselor? Someone who speaks for her side.
Indeed, she does, Captain Shepard. She is part of your crew now.
Oh, that's me. Oh, okay.
And remember, an accused is always represented by his or her ship's
Oh, okay. And that also kind of throws by,
So, you would actually speak for my defense?
So by moving Tali to Vas Normandy, that also kind of throws off her defense, too. Unexpected? Honored? Terrible idea? Let's say
It would
unexpected.
have been helpful to know about this earlier, Tali.
Our legal rules are simple. There are no legal tricks or political loopholes for you to worry about. Present the truth as best you can. It will have to be enough. Now come. I promised that I would not delay you.
Okay, I like how the interior of the ship almost looks overgrown. Like they're letting the plants take over the ship. Although I would imagine, considering the fact that oxygen might be in a limited supply. They might need it.
Brought to order. Blessed are the ancestors who kept us alive, sustained us, and enabled us to reach this season. Keep us alive.
How do they determine seasons on a spaceship?
Tali of Normandy has come with her captain to defend herself against the charge of treason.
Objection! A human has no business at a hearing involving such sensitive military matters.
Then you should not have declared Tali crew of the Normandy, Admiral Chorus. By right as Tali's captain, Shepard must stay.
Excellent. That's your fault for being dumb.
Shepard was Normandy. Your crew member Tali Zora stands accused of treason. Will you speak for her?
Yes? It will be my pleasure.
If it helps Tali, I will. But in her heart, she remains Tali Zora Vasnima, a proud
Oop,
member
that is
of
a
the
strong
Migrant
defense.
Fleet.
By not just
I regret
saying
that her
yes.
captain is forbidden to stand at her side today.
Nobody has been forbidden from anything. It is a simple...
Lie to them if you must, Sound Chorus, but don't lie to me and expect me to stay
Oh,
silent.
they did mention that the trial system is very informal.
Admirals, please. Shepard's willingness to represent Tali Zora in this hearing is appreciated. Tali, you're accused of bringing active guests to the migrant fleet. What say you?
She's innocent.
Tali would never endanger the migrant fleet. She pleads not guilty.
I left parts and technology for teams to pick up. My father ordered me to do so, but I would never send active guests to the fleet. Everything I sent was disabled and harmless.
I don't know, I find the cracking of her knuckles.
Seized the lab ship where your father was working.
Dun dun dun. You know, it would have been nice to know about any of these
What
things.
happened?
As far as we can tell, Tali, the Geth have killed everyone on the Alarai. Your father included.
What? Oh, Keela.
Look at her, she's stunned. We need help, yeah. That's something we do. We kill Geth.
I appreciate the need for this trial, Admirals. But right now, our first concern must be the safety of the migrant fleet. The Normandy stands ready to assist in whatever capacity necessary.
Thank you. Quarian strike teams have attempted to retake the ship, so far without success.
Shepard, we have to take back the Alarai.
The safest course would be to simply destroy the ship. But if you are looking for an honorable death instead of exile...
I'm looking for my father, you Boshtet!
Yeah.
To retake the
Actually, I
Alarai
wonder
from
if
the
there's a
Geth.
translation
This
for that.
proposal is extremely dangerous.
We must, though, because that's what we do.
Admirals, yes.
We roam the
Fleet must come
galaxy.
first. And Tali needs to find her father.
Agreed. And if you die on this worthy mission, Tali, we will see that your name is cleared of these charges.
Oh, thanks.
Discuss that later.
Then it is decided. You will attempt to retake the Alarai. You are hereby given leave to depart the Raya. A shuttle will be waiting at the secondary docking hangar. Be safe, Tali. This hearing will resume upon your return, or upon determination that you have been killed.
You will either be banished, or you will be dead. Yeah, I believe her father was the instigator. Like, he went above and beyond his Call of Duty in an attempt to...
Thank you for agreeing to take back the Alarai, Shepard. The Admirals sound sure that...
in an
my
attempt to
father is
figure out the
dead,
Geth.
but I don't know.
Or
I
some
won't know
means
anything
of
till we
destroying the
get there.
Geth. Are you alright? Probably not.
How are you holding up? They just threw a lot of fire at you, even before telling you about your father.
I knew this would be bad, but I guess you're never really prepared to be charged with treason. And my father, I don't know. He could still be alive. They don't know for certain that he's dead. I just don't know, Shepard, and I need to find out.
Should we talk to people? Or
Is there
perhaps a
anyone you want
person?
to talk to before we go?
We can talk with the Admirals. It might help us to see what their viewpoints are.
Alright.
But I doubt we'll change anyone's mind by talking to them privately.
Let's go.
Well, we don't expect to change their minds when we talk to them privately, but at the very least we can get an idea of where they stand.
The conclave chamber where you are now. The shuttle they have provided is unarmed. Understood. Whatever Geth are on the Alarai have likely built more of themselves. Expect heavy resistance.
Loyalty to the fleet is about more than just killing Geth. Talizor is guilty.
Shepard? How did you get onto the Raya?
Shepard is here to help me with my trial.
Oh yes, heard about that.
Vitor Nara.
What they said you did.
I don't remember that person.
I would never endanger the fleet.
Oh, well, good. So, can I help you with anything? I mean, probably not, but you helped me.
Will you speak for Tali?
Tali could use some friends right now. Would you be willing to tell the admirals how she helped you?
No, I mean, yes, but I already did. They came to see me. I didn't want to talk in a crowd.
Vitor is doing well, but he isn't ready for a public speech.
Oh yeah, sir. It's been so long since I've started playing this game. Vitor is the
Sure it did, Vitor.
yeah, he's the Quarian that we saved in the first story mission in order to figure out what was going on with the human colonies.
Do you remember anything else about the Collectors? Anything at all?
Nothing new. I'm sorry. Every time I go back to that place in my mind, I
Vitor, come back.
It's okay. You don't have to push
I wanna
yourself.
help, but I can't. I didn't see anything, and what I remember...
Don't worry, Vitor. We're going to find the things that did this, and we're going to kill them.
Good. Thank you.
Take care of yourself, Vitor. Not many could have gone through what you did and come out sane.
I know. I didn't. But thank you, Commander. It's only
I
because of
didn't
your
come
help
out
that I've
sane,
come
but
this
thanks.
far.
Alright, Admiral Zen. Tell me about yourself.
Tali Zora, given the circumstances, are you certain that speaking to me is appropriate?
I'm looking for information about the Alarai. I don't intend to bribe you in the middle of the plaza, Admiral.
But if you would like to be bribed in the middle of a plaza, I'm open to it because I don't really... What's your stance? This is a little bit too aggressive in my opinion. What's your stance on Tali?
Didn't say much during the opening statements, Admiral.
There wasn't much to say. This trial is a waste of time.
It matters a great deal to me.
If you and your father were actually experimenting on active Geth subjects, then you are simply idiots. No reason to waste resources on a trial. If not, then this was a tragic accident in the pursuit of a higher cause. Again, no trial is needed to determine that.
Lab
Can
ship?
you tell me anything about the Alarai?
Little. We detected several communication signatures before the Geth jammed the comm systems. Given the likely networked intelligence requirements for taking over a ship, expect between 10 and 50 units.
Then
That's a little bit of a
this
range
can't have
there.
anything to do with me. I only sent parts and pieces, and certainly not enough to make that many Geth.
Sounds like your ideas about synthetics are in the minority.
Yes, at least on the Admiralty board, Hangerel sees an enemy that must be crushed. Zalcorus would run away and hide on some new colony world. Shalaran is still undecided. I had thought Rael to be firmly in Han's camp, but if his experiments were on active Geth, perhaps we have ideas in common.
You think Raoul was right to experiment on active Geth?
You support experiments on living creatures.
Rael should have felt no more guilt experimenting on Geth than I did while performing surgery.
Although, actually,
The fact that
Shepard probably shouldn't really be the person to criticize experiments on living Geth, considering the number of Geth that she's already destroyed.
Even defend itself when attacked, but it is just a machine. It was built for the sole purpose of serving its master, and it can be dismantled whenever its master desires.
If you're not interested in this trial, why not recuse yourself?
And let that aging warship Hangerel and the cowardly Zalcorus be the ones to chart this course? I think not. The broader purpose underlying the trial is too important. Tali Zora is only peripherally related. No offense intended.
And what is the true purpose of this trial, Admiral?
Dun dun
Determine
dun.
whether Quarians should fear their past mistakes or reclaim their glory using our natural affinity for artificial intelligence.
So the only reason you care about this is because Rael might have learned something valuable from the Geth.
Indeed. If he has, then even in this accident we may find something worthwhile.
You want to create new AIs?
No, Tali Zora. I wish to return the Geth
Oh,
to control
okay.
of their rightful
original masters, the Quarian race.
You're insane.
Okay.
Thank you for the information.
It was a pleasure to meet you, Commander.
You know, at the very least, she's confident enough that she could just talk about restoring the Quarian life that failed, just like in the middle of the plaza. She doesn't want to be bribed in the middle of the plaza, but she'll be like, "We will bring the Geth back into the fold. They will serve us as we are their masters. Kalragar, tell us your secrets."
Shepard, Talizora, good to see you both. Wish you were under better circumstances.
What did they get from our readings?
Damnedest things, just like they said. No way the sun on Haitian.
Yeah, this other subplot that doesn't go anywhere.
Energy theory is right. That's troubling.
Can't really comment on that, ma'am. I just shoot things.
This is the voice of Adam Baldwin.
What are you doing aboard the Raya? It sounds like you gave your report to the Admiralty already.
Well, I stayed to argue the charges against Talizora. I've served with her, and she deserves better than what she's getting.
Thanks, Cal.
Just stating facts, ma'am.
Have you had any luck talking to the Admiralty board?
Admiral Ron asked my opinion about the Geth since I'd fought on Haestrom. She and Admiral Gerrel are hoping you'll kill a bunch of Geth to get the crowd on your side, then find evidence to clear your name. They were
Both sound nice.
Well, you didn't have many other options, ma'am. I recommended getting you onto the Alarai. I hope you can handle it.
You did the right thing. Thank you.
We can handle it all.
You said that your mission had something to do with dark energy?
Right. Remember the damn sun on Haestrom? Shorted out everything. Way too much radiation? The sun's getting old. Only it's not. Dark energy. It's reducing the mass of the star's interior. Techs are worried.
Is this a big problem? Did the Geth do this?
Do you think the Geth are responsible for what's happening to Haestrom's sun?
Keela, I hope not. They can screw up a star. Our chances in war are even worse than
I mean, it's probably not too late for them for BioWare to continue this subplot.
Deliberately. It's too inefficient to be a weapon, and even the Geth wouldn't destroy a useful star system. Besides, they didn't show up until we did.
Yeah, hope you're right, man. Synthetic bastards are bad enough as it is.
What does that dark energy buildup mean?
And where is the dark energy coming from? How is it getting onto the interior of the star?
Isolated, some rare phenomenon. If dark energy can destabilize solar material. Probably not something to worry about now. But resources in this galaxy are scarce enough without stars.
That almost sounds like it's not enough to worry about right now, but maybe in Mass Effect 3.
Have you been, Rieger? You took kind of a beating on Haestrom.
Physical damage wasn't bad. I was down for about a week with infection, though. Figure I got off easy. I don't have to face those admirals.
Fighting seems risky for people who require constant... Although here's the thing, if somebody gets shot anyway, like, fighting is risky for anybody.
We should get going.
Like,
good luck on the
like trying to say fighting is risky for Quarians because of the fear of disease, is kind of like, is a little bit on the xenophobic side. Because it's like, if a human being got shot, like, they would still have to deal with internal bleeding. Admiral Zen, she wants nothing to do with this. Hold on, do I have a map? No, I do not have a map. Of course not. I think this just goes back to the Normandy, if I had to guess.
This is on their heads.
Oh, yep. Alright, let's talk to Shala Ran.
You set me up, Shala. You told Captain Donna not to say anything? I don't hear that my father may be dead until I'm in the trial? Why?
It would have been nice to know any of these things.
Shock in your voice, Tali. Otherwise, They might not have
Also,
let you try
that
to
means this
reclaim
game has a
Tali.
lot of leaders who try to
That is the
manipulate
best
people
chance
for
of
the
recovering
sake
evidence
of
that proves
events. Like the elusive man doesn't tell Shepard what he knows in order to kind of to emphasize Shepard's surprise or lack of knowledge. Like when the crew was boarding the derelict collector vessel. Like he already knew it was a trap. Are Tali's chance?
Is that set on finding her guilty?
Anything involving the Geth is a live wire, Shepard. But there is still hope. And Girls greatly respects both you and Tali Zora for stopping Saren. Admiral Koresh sees the whole thing as a war crime and wants to convict. I have no idea what Admiral Zen wants. You should get to the Alarai soon. Is there anything else I can tell you?
What about the Alarai?
Not much, I'm afraid. Real Zora only said that he was researching new defense technology.
He told me only that he needed any Geth parts or pieces I found. I assumed he was testing weapons on Geth components.
We knew nothing until the Alarai sent a distress signal, then went dead. We didn't even know about the Geth until a boarding team was attacked.
So we've got nothing. Which it seems like a like you'd imagine. I guess that kind of shows the isolation between the ships, or the individual authority of each captain. Like if there isn't a greater board that kind of rules over all of the ships.
The Marines who survived and escaped saw bodies in the halls. We must assume the worst.
No, we don't.
How long have you known Tali's family?
Since before Real was an admiral. 25 or 30 years.
What is the lifespan of a Quarian?
Her mother and I had synced up our suits so we could be in the same open-air room. I was sick for a week, but it was worth it. I was the one who took Tali from her mother and put her in the bubble. She cried so hard.
What kind of bubble?
You put your children in bubbles?
Because of the bacteria. Gosh.
It's a step between relying on the mother's immune system through nursing and getting a suit of one's own.
You know, I would wonder. Okay, so the main issue that
we don't wear suits until adolescence.
There's a celebration when a child gets her first suit. It's a coming of age.
It's a coming of age, as you human beings refer to it.
I'm not hearing much about Rail's involvement in Tali's life.
It's difficult to explain. I shouldn't.
It's all right, Anshala. No secrets between shipmates. I think I told Shepard about my father.
Did you?
Say so. Real was committed to the Quarian cause. That didn't leave him a lot of time for his family. He wanted to give Tali and her mother the home world, or a strong fleet at least. That was how he showed his love.
And you could say that the Quarian race kind of prepares the idea that the giving of a meaningful gift is what grants respect, considering the pilgrimage. Quarians go out on this pilgrimage to prove themselves useful to the fleet. And so by collecting something and bringing something back, like a ship, giving a ship to the fleet is considered useful. So the idea that he feels that the only way for him to express himself to his family, to show how he loves his family, is by giving them some sort of meaningful gift as a representation of who he is. Definitely builds off that idea of the pilgrimage.
What kind of evidence will carry weight with the admirals?
Tali, you admitted to sending Geth parts to your father for his project.
Yes, but never anything that could have come back online on its own. I took every possible precaution.
Then find records of your shipment and experiments. Something that proves you were careful. Something that proves that this is all just a terrible accident that nobody could have foreseen.
All I sent were some guns, and the lower half of a Geth, and the upper half of a Geth, and some adhesive, and some more Geth upper halves.
There seem to be some other arguments going on among the admirals.
You caught that? Yes, the Geth's presence makes this a touchy issue. The Admiralty Board is trying to determine whether to focus on colonial development or attempt to retake the home world.
You're thinking of war? With the Geth?
I am not, Tali, but others are.
I know the migrant fleet is formidable, but even you can't take on the Geth.
We grow tired
You need
of
guns.
wandering the stars,
Lots of guns.
We want our world back. We have paid enough for our mistake. I'm not giving you my opinion. I'm telling you which way the wind is blowing.
We should move on.
Which is an odd expression for somebody to use on a ship. Although I suppose that might refer to Shala's own experience off a ship, because they're not exactly going to have wind. So anyway, I was going to start talking about the immune systems of Quarian people. Because their immune systems don't develop, because they're in these sealed suits, because they're always in these oxygen-rich environments, these atmospheres where bacteria must be stamped down rather than allowed to proliferate, so they never quite develop an immune system. But I'm going to hold that back for just a second. We've got Admiral Gerrel and Admiral Chorus. Actually, I'm just going to quickly toss it in. So, what if they were able to develop, like, instead of spending their time fighting the Geth or trying to come up with ways to hack the Geth, like, they've already come up with these suits. They've come up with tons of antibacteria. They probably have various solutions to that. What if they were able to come up with an artificial immune system? Like, I would imagine they would probably need to find a species that was close in DNA to their own. Perhaps take some DNA samples. But would they be able to artificially create an immune system for themselves? Because if they could, then the whole suit problem, like, the whole suit thing wouldn't be an issue.
Tali, I'm glad Admiral Ran got you leave to hit the Alarai. Hopefully you'll find something that clears your name.
I'm more concerned with finding my father, Admiral.
I wish you luck. Blow up some Geth on the way. And your Captain Shepard, Admiral Hangarel Vasnima.
Her old captain. Which is why he was upset over the whole thing.
I get the sense you're inclined to believe the defense. I'm glad one of the judges is.
If you were only giving Rail inactive equipment for weapons tests, I've got no problem. We need to test weapons against Geth material. I know you and your father. You put too much of yourselves into this fleet to do anything to jeopardize our safety. And you're both smart enough not to make mistakes like the ones they're saying you made.
Can you tell me anything about the Alarai?
Nothing good. We sent some of our best Marines into that hellhole. Damn few made it back. Whatever Rail was doing, it blew up in his face. The ship is crawling with Geth. Don't go in expecting survivors.
Admiral, my father, your friend, is on that ship.
I know that, Tali. But if Shala hadn't suggested you might volunteer, we'd already have destroyed the Alarai.
We'd have already scuttled that shuttle.
Can you tell me about the other admirals? Anything that might help me change their minds about Tali?
The one you didn't recognize, Tali, is Admiral Zen. She's on the fence. She takes fleet safety very seriously. On the other hand, she's always been in favor of studying the Geth. I hope she sees the benefits of Rail's research. Admiral Chorus is the same whining suit wetter he always was.
What makes him so bad?
You disagree with Admiral Chorus's policies, I'm
Also,
guessing. Or is it personal?
where do the Quarian people urinate? If not within their suits?
Just to search for new colony possibilities instead of taking back the home world. Any research on the Geth makes him angry. You don't have much of a
How do they
chance with
eat?
him, I'm afraid.
Actually, I think Tali already covers this. Possibly, I forget which Mass Effect, but she explains how she can get drunk. Possibly in Mass Effect 3, it's been a while. History with Ral Zora.
You and Tali's father go back a long ways?
We served together on the gunship Yaska during a bad Batarian raid. We were kids, serving pre-pilgrimage as trainees. A crew of 10, and 6 were dead. Kinetic barriers were down. Rail and I were alone on the bridge, and the Batarians had drawn off a tramp freighter.
I'm already pulled too deep into the story.
Our ship was under orders to hold position, but Rail looked at me and said, "We're underage. They can't charge us for breaking formation." He took the helm, I took weapons, and we brought that freighter back. The crew called us heroes. The brass called us idiots. They slapped medals on our suits, then kicked us off to pilgrimage a bit earlier than usual. That's Rail for you.
What about the politics that's going around here?
That, did you? Tali's father wasn't just running weapons tests on the Geth for fun. He was looking for something to give us an edge when we attacked the Geth in full-scale war.
I know Father wanted to retake the homeworld someday, but are we that close?
I don't know, kid. We almost had the votes. We just need to give people hope.
That's what prevents them from taking their homeworld back. It's not the weapons, it's not the people. They just need enough votes, and it will happen.
Admiral, but it sounds like you're playing with fire.
We're too comfortable now, Shepard. We've got the largest fleet in the galaxy, and we just ride around doing nothing.
We might need that fleet to help fight the Reapers, Admiral.
Then we need a world to shelter our non-combatants while we do it.
Thanks for the information.
Very much so.
Hang in there, kid.
Thank you, Admiral.
Alright, Admiral Chorus. Tell me what you know.
Judging by your ability to play to a crowd, human, I have done Tali a favor by stripping Vas Nima from her name.
Commander Shepard, this is Admiral Zalcorus Vas Quibquib. Do not ask about the name.
Vas Quibquib?
In this, Tali, truly. But you have gravely endangered and dishonored our fleet.
You have a ship named Quibquib?
Oh, here we go.
Our people have, during difficult periods, purchased pre-owned vessels from...
Oh yeah, because they purchased other...
have, on occasion, had difficulty altering the ship's registry information. The citizens of these foreign-named ships have borne the stigma of these names with grace and honor.
If it bothers you, maybe
why not leave that ship?
I've occasionally entertained the idea of requesting a transfer. Something with a nice, respectable name, like the Defrons or the Ictomy. But I am proud of the Quibquib, and I will not flee because of petty insults.
I will not quibble over ship names.
About the LRI?
Only that you should have let us destroy it. When we find the evidence of what Tali and her father did there, any hope of convincing the other admirals will die.
I did not bring active Geth to the Alarai, Admiral. I know how dangerous that would be.
The only active cultures I brought onto this ship are inside this yogurt cup. Oh no, I've killed us all.
What exactly is your problem with my crew member, Admiral?
I respect Tali immensely. Her actions against Sarah not to be lauded.
That's always a nice startup when you really want to insult somebody and banish them from your culture.
Created the people we wronged.
The Geth drove us from our homeworld.
Of course they did. We tried to kill them.
Didn't they try to kill the Aquarians first?
You and the other admirals appear to have some
Just
disagreements
saying.
on Tali's trial.
You are correct. Tali, I apologize for it being brought into your proceedings. The other admirals are pushing for war. Railzora was researching new weapons to use against the Geth. They would see our fleet destroyed in the skies over our homeworld, rather than find a new colony and adapt.
So you favor living alongside your...
The Geth after all your history?
I don't know. We all deserve to find out. They are our children, Shepard.
And I believe the presence of Legion presents the idea of that they can coexist.
That is why I cannot sanction whatever experiments you helped enable, Talizora. I believe this message needs to be sent.
I understand, Admiral. I do not agree with you, but I understand.
We should move on.
Goodbye, Talizora. Be well.
I'm surprised to hear you say that.
I don't hate you, Tali. I just think your father's plans for war were wrong.
I don't hate you. I just want to banish you from the culture that you had defined as home. And destroy the potential evidence of the things that that might exonerate you. But I don't hate you. Thank you for watching. Questions, comments, recommendations for something to play next?
If anyone can retake
Comment down below or send it on over to itsoundedgoodonpaper@gmail.com. That's itsoundedgoodonpaper@gmail.com. So long for now.